leaves are starting to fall off. Oh man, very sorry about that. I forgot about the camera. I went to Botanican again. The homeowner was home when I was trying to go over there the other day. But she was home, worked on it, got her system working, and I totally forgot about this. But I came back to the Connex. It's getting cold again. I don't know why face looks chubby. But I came back to the Connex and I was like, you know what? Let me do the nit and gritty stuff on the Suitcase. Give you guys an idea of what the Suitcase is. I've gone through like so many variations of this, and I kind of like named it after how Iron Man named his suits, the Mark 1, Mark 2, and I named them like that, MK. So this is like Mark 4. I went through a bunch of them. I made one identical to Theroux's, and then I was like, you know what, let me change a little bit. Went to Mark 2, and I was like, let me change a little bit more on this. Went to Mark 3. I was like, this is decent, but it's too big. Then I changed it and made it Mark 4, which looks like this. This one we made it a little bigger, but made Mark 4. And then one of our old employees, he made a comment on it, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense. Separating the battery electrical side from all the water stuff. And then that's when I went from Mark 4.1. I was like, that's pretty cool. 4.1. Made that, and then it was just like an addition to it. And then after that, I made Mark 4.2 mic. 4.2 was with no it's all one piece, no addition, because the addition was just building another box onto it and then siliconing it and sealing it up. So Mark 4.2 is one whole piece, and then Mark 4.3, 4.4, I can't remember, went through like so many like updates on it. And I like doing updates because it's like that sister on Black Panther. She's like, just because something is great and is in your eyes perfect doesn't mean that it needs an update. And that's what I like to do, is to update this and grab other people's comments on it. Like the guys I work with, they throw a comment like, hey, you should try this. I'm like, hey, that makes a lot of sense. It makes it easier and it makes a lot more sense. So this is like Mark 4 point something, I can't remember. It's the same design but a little bigger because we use a bigger foam. And this is going to be installed into it's like a travel trailer. I don't want to drill holes in this travel trailer because it's just so pretty. I didn't want to damage it, do anything to it. So what he's going to do is he's going to hook up a hose to it and plug it into his trailer, and he can use his whole system. And he uses his generator to heat up his water. So that's the idea of this. And sorry if it's like a little messy around. I've been moving around a lot, trying to stay warm. But this is what our suitcase looks like. This is like 4 point something. That's why it's still a little rude, a little crude. This is going to be our drainage, which you can see here. It's not going to be inside. It'll be sticking outside those valves. So he can, when it gets cold outside, he can open those and drain everything out. So there's no water sitting in there. Because the first thing that will break will be these. This is plastic. The housing on the water pump is plastic. PEX will not break. It'll actually expand when it gets cold. But yeah, that's kind of what the our suitcase looked like. Looks, when it's set up outside, it looks like a what do you call it? A refrigerator. Because we paint it Navajo white, and yeah, it's just like that. Straight into a anti-freeze spigot. Turn on and off the water pump, and then the solar controller and everything else just sits in here. These are all 12-strand wires controller, and we'll make a hole and we'll plug in our seal tight conduit, and then it'll wires, the solar panel wires will just come straight out 90 degree and go right into here. And our panel will actually be mounted on top of this, which is going to be really cool. But that's basically what it looks like without paint. Looks a little I think it's cool. You know, it worked on a lot of homes. And with this, I'll be putting that heating pad on. It'll just stick to here, and then it'll wrap around this way and then stick onto the expansion tank, and it's all adhesive, so it'll stick to it. And then I've tested it, it worked. It's 12-volt heating pad. That heat will heat this thing up, heat that up. This is metal, and then that heat will actually heat this whole thing up, which is, I thought it was really wild when I saw it. I stuck a thermometer in there outside. I had another one, and I had it on. It was full of water, and I had that little test going. Outside was like -7, and then I stuck the thermometer inside. I had the one inside of it without the heating pad, just the foam. It got to like 32, 34, just around that freezing temperature. And then I tested it with the heating pad, stuck it just the way I was explaining it, turned it on, left it overnight, same thing, -7 outside, and I looked at the thermometer inside and it was just sitting on the ground, or on the bottom of this, just right there. And inside of that stayed a nice 45 degrees. I was like, this is so cool. It stayed on. The battery was still charged, and I didn't plug on a solar controller, so it wasn't charging throughout the night or throughout the day. I just left it like that, and I left it on. That little heating pad kept it warm because it has a thermostat built in. When it gets like 48 degrees, it shuts off. When it drops under like 40 degrees, kicks back on. And then I tested it like that. It stayed charged until it like drained the whole battery life, because it wasn't charging, it was just using the power. Stayed like that for a consistent 4 days. I was like, that's pretty good. Then the panel went on there and just never died, just kept it warm. We threw it out into the field, threw it onto 4 houses. It was the elders' houses, those were the main ones. Threw it on there and it just never froze. So, gives you an idea. Got he's leaving. He's leaving. The other ones, they want to stay, but I told them to get out of here. End of day, nothing cool. But this will probably be a one video for this week. I got some online stuff I gotta finish. There's gonna be no videos, no vlogs for the rest of this week. It kind of sucks. This is that suitcase they're gonna be putting it in tomorrow. I really want to be there, but I got other stuff I need to finish before I need to get back out there. So Monday, this is the last vlog for a while until the Monument Valley Marathon. That one I'm actually gonna record it in probably 2.7K or 2.5K, one of those, the 2K version, or a 4K. So it'll be, I'll try and keep it under I'll try and keep it under an hour, but that one I will try and do a higher resolution, just because it's Monument Valley and I know a lot of people want to see it. They want to see the back sides of it, the Three Sisters and stuff like that. So that I'm gonna devote a really high image quality for that. So yeah, I think that's about it. It's cold. These guys got their hands full for the rest of the week, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.